Hey everyone, it's Amber from The Sensible Mama. Today is Monday, which means that this is the day that I usually do some kind of packing video on this channel. I feel like I've packed up almost every single diaper bag known to man at this point. So I was thinking of ways that I could introduce something new and fresh that would still be really helpful to you, and also would maybe just help you find things to better help you pack bags that you already have instead of making you feel like you need to buy another bag. So I decided what I'm gonna be doing today, I'm gonna call it like packing hacks, hack your packing. We're gonna do some packing hacking today, and what I'm gonna show you is a little hack that I like to use for both my diaper bag and my car to help me feel a little bit more organized and prepared while I'm out on the go. This little hack is all about having eating needs, whether you have a baby or a toddler with you. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, stick around. If you're new here, my name is Amber. I'm the owner of thesensiblemama.com. We are an online baby boutique focusing on moms and babies and toddlers and big kids and everything in between. On this channel, what I do is show you different things that we carry at the store, as well as just great baby gear in general. And I show you how to use that stuff in a way that makes it more fun and more functional for you to use, so you really feel like you're getting your money's worth out of those products. As always, the description box in this video is going to be a very helpful resource for you. Almost everything that I'm showing here today will be linked in the description box below. Full disclosure, most of this stuff is from thesensiblemama.com. I use it and I love it and I carry it in my store, and that's why I link it down below. I also want to quickly mention that today is Monday, and at the end of today, so at midnight Eastern Standard Time, I am ending a really cool promotion that I've had going on since Valentine's Day. It's pretty simple. Buy anything from Bumpkins and get one replay item of your choice for free. All you have to do is add your Bumpkins item and your replay item to your cart, and then use code BMINE at checkout, and that replay item will automatically be reduced down to $0. I have packed both of these wet bags that I'm going to show you today up with a lot of Bumpkins and replay stuff to give you some ideas. So if you catch a great idea from this video and decide you want to take advantage of that promotion, make sure you do that before midnight Eastern Standard Time today. If you're watching this video in the future, that promotion's over. Don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. And with all that said, let's just jump right into the video. I'm gonna do this a little bit backwards today. I'm gonna start with the way that I like to pack up a wet bag for eating needs for a toddler, and then move over to a baby, just because I have two toddlers. That's what's the most fresh on my mind. So the first one that I have here is a Bumpkins Wet Bag. This is in the Mickey Mouse print, and it is so cute. What I like about these Bumpkins Wet Bags is they're very, very lightweight, which means they don't add a lot of bulk to your bag. Plus they also have a handle that disconnects with a snap closure over here, so that you can hook this around a stroller or wagon handle or something like that, and it creates a nice little carrying clutch as well. Wet bags, as you know, are leak resistant, which means you can put wet things in there and it's not going to leak out. And that's one of the reasons why I like using a wet bag for eating needs so much. I can actually just wipe down all of my kids' stuff with a wipey or something. It doesn't matter how wet or maybe even gross it might be when I put it back in here. I know I can take it all home and get it washed, and I'm not gonna get anything else messy. So the first thing that I have in here is a replay snack stack. This is in the color white, obviously. I like to keep this in here just because often I do have some kind of like little snack for my kids in my diaper bag, but I don't always have it in an easily accessible pod like this. So sometimes if we're like going into a restaurant or something like that, and I realize, oh, I have a box of goldfish in my car, I can go ahead and put some of them in here, and then my toddler has some snacks to munch on while we wait for his food to get here. One of the things that I like about this wet bag is that it's the perfect size for everything that I have in here, and you'll see in a minute. It's just nice and organized. I can get to everything really quickly and easily, and it doesn't end up shifting and just turning into a mess, if you know what I mean. So the next thing that I have in here is a replay sippy cup. You can probably see I'm going for a theme here. I had my white snack stack and then my black sippy cup to sort of go along with the theme of the wet bag. You guys know I love matchy-matchy. Then down in here I have two different plates. You're gonna laugh, but I have two plates of two different sizes. One is just the kids' standard divided plate in the color white, and the other one is the sort of bigger plate. I don't know, I've just noticed sometimes when we go to restaurants, like sometimes the kids' meals fit nicely in here, but other times if I get something like a grilled cheese sandwich or like a little mini pizza or something, I need a little bit more space. So I kind of like having options of which plate I'm gonna use. And you may be asking why I carry plates with me into a restaurant when they're gonna give plates to my kids there anyway. But the problem is, for one, I really hate it when like a really hot plate comes out for my kid and it gets set right in front of them. And so I usually want to try to get that plate away from my kids pretty quickly. And if that plate is not gonna cool down, I usually like to go ahead and put their food in a plate like this, A, because it helps cool the food down, and B, because I'm just not so nervous about them touching it and getting burnt. And the other thing is, I don't know about you, but I have plate throwers in my family, and I like having something that if my kids do happen to catch me unawares and toss their plate across the room, it's on something like this and not something breakable that I'm gonna have to pay for. Next in here, I have a Go Silly straw tin. I just like to have this with me because sometimes one of my toddlers will not want to drink from whatever cup I've brought them. They want to use a restaurant vessel. So I do like to have a nice reusable straw with me just in case, so that we're not using a straw that's gonna be bad for the environment. And the last thing that I have in here is a Planet-Wise coin purse, and this is just holding a couple of things that I will want inside the restaurant. First of all, I have got a pair of replay utensils, and as you can see, this kind of completes the look, right? So we've got the gray and the white and the black, along with the gray and white and black wet bag. That's how I do things around here. I've got the silverware in here for my son as well. And then the last thing that I have, and this is so cute, Bumpkins has these 3-pack bibs. This is one of the bibs that comes in the Mickey Mouse 3-pack, and I just think it's so cute. For the most part, my son doesn't use a bib, but sometimes, like if we're leaving church and he has on something that I really like and I don't want him to get it dirty, and we have found ourselves at a restaurant with really messy entrees, I do like to throw one of these on him. And I just kind of like having all of that right here inside of this bag. I can put it all away really quickly and easily and just feel a little bit more organized. So that was that for my toddler wet bag restaurant needs setup. Let's go ahead and jump into the setup for a slightly smaller little one. Okay, I'm choosing to show you this setup inside of a Planet-Wise medium wet bag because I know some people just have different preferences. This one is a little bit thicker of a wet bag. It's got more of that PUL lining in it, so it's a little heavier. It just feels a little bit more rugged, I guess. I would say this is more for like if you're putting cloth diapers in here, you want this kind of protection. For something like a restaurant needs bag, you may prefer a really light Bumpkin style wet bag, but I wanted to show you this anyway because A, the print is so beautiful, and B, I just thought it would be a good idea to show you something a little bit different. So this is in the print Far, Far Away. We have tons of these in stock right now. And this one I've got set up with things that my daughter tends to like. So this is kind of more of a pink sort of setup than the last one. So if you're a pink lover, you'll probably like this a lot. Okay, now this bib is in a package. That's because I'm at the office today and I did not bring my daughter's bib with me because I don't have her here. And I didn't want to open up another one of these. But this is the Hello Kitty long sleeve bib. And let me tell you what, I am obsessed with this thing because A, I use it for a smock a lot of the times when my daughter is doing crafts or something because I can actually put this over her entire clothing and keep her nice and clean. But I also just like it at restaurants because again, she just turned 2. She's slightly messier than my almost 4-year-old, and I just really like to have full on protection for her. It's just darling, and it's something that I think is just really good to have, especially in like a car bag, just in case you really do have your little one in like that outfit that you just love and you find yourself at a restaurant and you want to protect the outfit. Some of you may think that I'm being a little bit extra here, but when it comes to keeping my kids like clean and their clothes clean, I really don't think there is too extra. So the other thing that I have in here is the Hello Kitty silicone bib. What's great about these is they are for slightly smaller children. This will still fit on Abby, but I'm not sure if she would tolerate it at this point, just because this is a little bit more for a child that's gonna be a little bit more still in their high chair, whereas like a really, really bouncing around toddler may find this to be aggravating. But for the little kids, especially the ones who are doing like baby-led weaning and things like that, where they're kind of clumsy with their hands, this is great because it's actually got a lip right in there for catching all of the food, which is just great. I think that it's a really great idea if you've got one of those messy kids to go ahead and put on a long sleeve bib and then put the this bib over top of that, so that you've really got, this is not going to protect anything other than directly in front of your kid's mouth, whereas this will protect their sleeves and everything like that. So it's kind of a nice combo for just making sure your kid is staying nice and clean and tidy at a restaurant. Next, I have a pink flat replay plate. I think that this is better a little bit for the baby-led weaning crowd, just because I kind of think kids at that stage should be able to let their food kind of move around the plate and see what things taste good together, I guess. I don't know. I just kind of found that with my kids, when I was trying to get them to experiment with food, something about having the food in different sections, like with a divided plate, just sort of stopped them from exploring. And maybe that's just my kids, but I think for that sort of stage of life, a flat plate is just a little bit more beneficial. So I have that in there, as well as the bright pink Replay sippy cup. And the reason why I have these is they just look so dang cute with the Hello Kitty stuff. I mean, if that's not the most precious thing. Lastly, in here I have an Itsy Ritzy snack and everything bag, and this has just got a couple of other quick grab things in it. Again, anytime I have utensils, I like to keep them inside of their own little wet bag, just because I know that they're like staying a little bit cleaner and they're not knocking about inside that bag. So I have two things in here, sort of, this is gonna come down to like a mom's preference. The first one is the Replay infant spoon. This was just made for a little tiny infant mouth, and I use these for my kids a lot during the early days, particularly when I was really struggling with getting Abby to eat solid foods. We had to go the jarred food route quite a bit, and this came in very handy. And then the next thing, which I don't have a child who is small enough to really use these, but I think they are so cute, and I think the baby-led weaning moms who are introducing silverware and utensils would really like this. These are tiny little things called chew-tensils. They're the perfect size for little ones to grip and work on feeding themselves with. And what I think is kind of cool is the spoon actually has some of this knurling on the bottom. I guess to just provide some texture and some interestingness to keep the baby to continue using the silverware and exploring with food, which I think is really cool. So I just had all of those things down inside of that little wet bag inside of the other wet bag. All right, so that is it for this week's edition of Packing Hack with Me. That doesn't sound right. I'll figure out what I'm gonna name this later. I'm glad that you watched it. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, make sure that you subscribe and stick around. Of course, everything that I've shown you here in this video, for the most part, is available at thesensiblemama.com. So if you saw something that you like, make sure you check out the description box below. Love ya, mean it, always, mwah! And I'll see you in the next one.